Hi guys, and welcome back to another Tech Tutor Thursday video. This week we are going to be learning about, as well as learning how to use, Lynda.com from LinkedIn. So Lynda.com is a really awesome resource, and it is full of thousands of video tutorials, courses, and learning paths taught by industry experts, all available to you for free with your library card. Lynda.com has courses and learning paths for a ton of different subjects, careers, and skills, including project management, computer programming, graphic design, skills for small business owners, and so much more. Some of the subjects that Lynda has courses and videos for include business, design, IT, marketing, education, photography, and I could probably go on forever trying to give examples of everything that Lynda has to offer, but I'm going to wrap it up and get started with this tutorial. First, I'm going to demonstrate how to launch Lynda.com. It is super easy. We are going to start on the library's website. So here we are at cplwcho.org. And then we're going to come to the Find Information link. So I'm going to click on that. And then we're going to go to this top link that says Online Research Resources. So I'm going to click there. Now we are on the Ohio Web Library's website for all of their research databases, and these are organized alphabetically, so I am just going to scroll down until we find lynda.com from LinkedIn. So then I'm just going to click on that link. This is the page we reach when we click on that link to go to lynda.com. So we will need to enter our library card number to use this resource. So I'm going to type that in really quick. And then I'm going to click Submit. So it does have us enter our library card number twice. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my library card number again, as well as my library card PIN. And then I'm just going to click Login. So you do need a library card to use lynda.com. So if you don't have a library card, you can apply for an e-card on our website. I'm going to put the link to that page on the screen here and in the description box. You can also come into the library and sign up for a library card. If you do apply for an e-card online, you will need to come into the library and have it switched over to a regular card before you can check out physical books or DVDs. Just a side note. And then if you don't know what your PIN is, the PIN is often the last 4 digits of the phone number we have on file for you. You will need that PIN whenever you use a digital resource from the library. If you don't know what that is, again, just give us a call or send me an email and we can get that figured out for you. If this is your first time using lynda.com, after you type in your library card number and your PIN, you will see this page. So you would either, if you've had an account with lynda.com before, you would click I've had an account. And then here you would type in that previous username as well as your previous password. Or you could come down here and click no thanks, I want to start a brand new profile. Or if you've forgotten your username or password, you could click there. If you have not had an account before, you will need to make one. So you will just click no, I've never had an account. You would type in your first name, last name, and email, and then you would click Save. You do need to make an account to use lynda.com, but after you make that account, you would just sign in with your library card number and PIN every time you go to lynda.com. So I did just demonstrate how to create an account with lynda.com. And you will need to create an account in order to use lynda.com. But this is pretty helpful because then lynda.com can recommend courses for you. You can make bookmarks, you can create playlists. There's all kinds of things you can do. So first of all, I am going to come up here to the top right-hand corner, and we have a little drop-down menu. So first what I'm going to do is click on My Profile. And here I can see my contact information, but what I want to show you guys is the My Interests link. So I'm going to click on that. And then here's where we can tell lynda.com what we're interested in so that they can better recommend courses for us. So there's all kinds of categories we could select here. There's popular software we could select, and then we could even search for things. Once we're all done, we can just click Save Changes, and we're good to go. If we come back up to the top, I'm going to come back up to this button in the top right hand corner, and then I'm going to click on playlists. So this is nice because we can create playlists within lynda.com, and we can do that by coming over here to create new playlist. And then we can see the playlists we've already created as well as the courses we put into those playlists. So that's pretty nice for organizing courses that we want to watch, courses we're in the middle of, whatever it may be. Next, we have this course history button. And so this shows us all of the courses we have watched in the past. So that's pretty nice as well. Next, we have the recommended button. So these are suggestions for us based on our interests, like I demonstrated a second ago, but also based on other courses that we have watched. Next, we have bookmarks. So this is really helpful as well. When we are in a course or a video, we can leave bookmarks, and then this is where we could come back to pick up where we left off. So I will demonstrate that in a moment. And finally, we have certificates of completion. So after you finish a course, you will get a certificate for it, and those will all be organized right here. So it's really simple to find and come back to. Now I'm going to head back to the home page by clicking on the logo in the top left-hand corner. So with lynda.com, there are several different ways to explore courses and offerings from the home page. So I'm going to go through each one and demonstrate how to use it. The first thing I'm going to point out on the home page is the popular learning paths up here in the top of the page. So this is really cool because many of these featured learning paths are tied to careers that are on Ohio's in-demand job list. So that's really neat. But the learning paths are basically just collections of different courses that are intended to teach you a skill. So this one is Become a Small Business Owner, and that's made up of 11 courses. Or this one is Become an IT Security Specialist, also made up of 11 courses. So that is really cool. If you're wanting to learn something new, a learning path could be a perfect way to start. I'm going to click on See All here and then point out a few things. So on this page, we can see every single learning path offered on lynda.com by LinkedIn. So that is really, really cool. There's so many to look at, and these are organized by subject. So this one is business, this one is audio and music, and so on and so forth. You can also filter paths. So if there is a subject you're interested in, so let's say I'm interested in business, I could go ahead and click on that, and now I can see all of the learning paths associated with business. So that is really cool. If you find a learning path that is interesting to you, you can just go ahead and click on it. And then you can read more about it. You can preview the first video. You can click here to start learning. It tells you how many hours it will take. And then it shows you the different courses that make up that learning path. So that is a really cool way to get an idea of what that learning path will be made up of. So now I am going to click on this logo in the top left-hand corner to go back to the home page. And the next thing I'm going to point out is just below the popular learning paths, and that is the new popular and recommended courses. So this is also a good way to explore the different courses available on Lynda. We can look at courses that are new, and then we can look at all new courses, or we can look at the new courses that have been added to specific subjects. And that's the same thing with the popular one. We can click all, or we can select the subject to view the courses that are popular in that subject. Finally, we have the recommended. So this will be based on courses you have watched in the past, as well as your interests. These are the videos and courses that lynda.com curates for you based on your patterns and interests. So that is really helpful as well. If we wanted to hover over these courses, we could preview them using that button, or we could watch now using that button. Over here, we have the thumbs down symbol. So if we are not interested in that course, we could click this button, and that would tell lynda.com not to recommend those types of courses to us in the future. And then beside that, we have this plus symbol, which lets us add a course to a playlist like I showed us earlier. But I'm going to click on this video course just to demonstrate what a course looks like in Lynda. So first of all, up here we can change the layout, we can add this course to a playlist, or we could share it. Below that we have the video itself, and then to the left we have the different contents or segments that make up that course, and then we can see how long each one is. So that's really helpful as well. If we aren't going to be able to finish a course, we can leave a bookmark by clicking that symbol right there. And then we also have this notebook function, which is really helpful. This lets us leave notes in our courses, and then will actually be time-stamped based on when you left the note. So that's really useful. The last thing I'm going to point out, if we scroll down, is we can get an overview of the course. It tells us the skill level, the time, the duration, and then it tells us how many views. It tells us about the author of the course, and then if we click here, we can read the transcript from each video. So that can be really helpful too if you maybe missed something and you need to go back and listen to that again. So that is really useful as well. Another way to explore courses in lynda.com, we're going to go back to the home page, and then we're going to come to this library link. So here down the side, we have a bunch of different subjects, and then we have different topics, software, and learning paths associated with that subject. So we can just hover over this link to view all of those, or if we click on the library link button there, we are taken to this page where we can see all of the subjects that are offered in lynda.com. So there are a ton. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a lot to choose from. I'm going to select web design. And so here we can see new releases, we can look at learning paths, and then documentaries. If we scroll down, we can see individual courses and video tutorials. And then to the left here, we can filter this by software. We can filter by author. The most important here might be the skill level one. If we were a beginner and we need a beginner video, we could click this and we could only see beginner courses. Or let's say we're advanced, we could click on that and only see advanced courses. So that's really helpful as well. And then of course, if we hover over this link, we can add this course to our playlist using this plus symbol. We can preview it, or we can click here to watch now. So that's really helpful as well. Okay, and now I am going to demonstrate how to conduct a search. So I'm just going to click this logo to go back to the home page, and then I'm going to click on the search bar. So let's say I want to learn how to operate Microsoft Word better. I'm just going to type that into the search bar, and then I'm going to click on this top result here. So now we can see new releases related to Microsoft Word. We can look at learning paths that include Microsoft Word, or we can scroll down here and see the different courses and video tutorials that have to do with Microsoft Word. To the left, we can filter by subject. We could also filter by author, and then we have skill level, and then different versions of Microsoft Word. So that is helpful as well. The very last thing that I want to point out about lynda.com, if we come back to the home page one more time, is that on the left-hand side of the home page here, once you've created your account, you've started watching courses, you've created some playlists, you will see these on the left-hand side of the page. So this makes it really simple to just pick up where you left off and continue watching whatever course or learning path you might be in. But then you can also view the playlist you've created really easily right there on the home page. So that makes it really simple to pick up where you left off, continue with your courses. Okay guys, so that wraps up my tutorial for using lynda.com by LinkedIn. I hope you enjoyed this and found it informative, and I hope you decide to explore lynda.com on your own. It really is a fantastic resource filled with tons of good information, and there is a lot to learn here. As always, if you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email or come by the library during my Tech Tutor drop-in hours or make an appointment for free one-on-one tech help and training. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week.